Oh wait, I just realised you're so much taller than me. We're gonna look really weird.
Oh, should I squat down?
No, that looks worse. I forgot.
So, do you look into the camera or do you like look to the side? What's the etiquette?
No, I look in.
In the camera?
Yeah, because it's like I'm talking to people.
I see.
You know, it'd be weird if I wasn't making eye contact, wouldn't it? Today's video is really... Oh, you weren't expecting me to go right in.
No.
Are you ready?
Yeah. Wait,
Yeah.
where am I to look?
At me, just look at me. You can look at me, or you can look at the camera like a serial killer, whatever you...
That doesn't seem like a good option. You literally told me I was a serial killer.
Okay, right, here's the plan. I'll do the intro to camera. You look wherever you want, honey. And then for the rest of the video, we'll just look at each other like normal people having a conversation. Does that sound good to you?
Do I have to introduce myself?
No, I'll introduce you. Do you want to introduce
No,
us?
please introduce me.
Okay. Today's video is really exciting because it's been literal years since I've had somebody else on my channel because I can't bully enough people to come and do a video with me. So today I brought Kierian, not Kierian, my lovely boyfriend, to come and do a little content with me because I'm running out of ideas. 2020 is stressful, no new ideas have come, so we've resorted to this and I'm very sorry.
That's okay, I like that I'm the bottom of the pile.
Yes.
Just like, we're running out of content.
Yeah. This is my last ditch effort. Like, people are nosy, right? So if I just put my boyfriend in the title, you in the thumbnal.
Put me in caps.
Yeah, people are nosy, right? They wanna.
We should break up on camera.
The only problem with having Kierian on the channel is that he does not read. Do you, sweetie? No.
I read comics.
Yeah, that's fine. So yeah, Kierian doesn't read, and at the start of the relationship it was a bit of a struggle. I did want to get him to read a little bit, but I think I've made peace with it now because Kierian has his video games, which I'm not really into. I have my books, which he's not really into, and then we have film and TV, which we're both into, so it kind of balances out, you know? We have different interests, but also common interests. We just like stories. You know, it works, right?
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah. So today I thought I would take some of the books out of my shelves and have Kierian guess what the plot is based on the cover. I think this was a tag or a concept that went around on BookTube a few years ago. I can't remember who created it, so I'll look that up and put that in the description. But yeah, I just thought that would be the best idea because what else are you gonna do?
Yeah, what else am I good for in books?
Right, so we're starting off easy. You should know this one. It's Stranger Dreamer, that's no spoiler, so don't look at the back, just look at the cover and tell everyone what you think this book is about.
See, this is what...
No, I just said don't look at the back. And you can go with anything, like, based on the title, based on the colours, what's on it. You know.
I actually own this book. Because of how much you talked about this, I was like, this is it. This is my chance to get into books. I'm going to impress Anna. I'm going to be like, yeah, I read it. Ooh.
You didn't. But...
I read, like, the prologue.
Yeah.
And then I stopped.
Why did you stop?
I was tired. And
you
words are hard. Words are really hard.
See, yeah, and I can't argue with you on that because you have dyslexia, so I feel bad if I'm like, get over it. I can't just be like, ugh.
Yeah, so I think and also you've talked about it quite a lot. So I think
have you listened?
I've listened.
Okay, so what's it about?
Right, it ticks all the Anna boxes. It's got pretty boys in libraries, and is about a mythical city in the sky?
Yes, kind of.
Yes. That, like, is all magical and stuff, and then they come down and they're like, hello, we are here, and then the pretty library boy is like all fanboy about it and goes to them.
Yeah, you get a point for
Great,
that. Yeah.
thank you. I didn't get anything from the cover, it's just from memory, but it's a nice cover.
The cover doesn't give away a lot. But no, you're right. So this book is about Laszlo Strange, who is obsessed with this myth of a town called Weep. and then one day Weep just disappears from the world and no one remembers it, and so he becomes obsessed with finding out what happened. And so he works in a library, looks at all the archives, and then one day this kind of procession comes from Weep, and they say, we have a problem in our city, we need someone to come and help us. And then that's where the story begins, and Laszlo goes with them. This one I haven't talked about to you very recently, but everyone on BookTube will know what this book is. So, just, no looking at the back, just on the front cover. What do you think this is about? So what is it called?
Well, it's called Cinder, so I'm guessing Cinderella.
Okay,
right?
Yeah, good start.
But the red shoe reminds me a lot of Wizard of Oz. So is it like a crossover, but it's also robot-y? So like a science fiction robot-y, everyone is robots, but fairy tale stuff is real.
Sort of.
And they're reenacting all the fairy tales as robots.
Wait, so are they actors?
In this post-apocalyptic world, where robots have destroyed most of human society, they need to reclaim what they lost from these books, and they're like, we will put on plays from the human era so we can understand the humans.
That's low-key
more.
kind of better than the Right, okay, wait, what is it called? So it's Cinder, but it's part of a series. What's the series called?
Oh, the Lunar Chronicles.
So what do you get from that?
Space.
That
just confuses me even more now, I don't know.
I think we've kind of gauged everything we can from the cover, right?
Yeah.
So I think I'll give you a point, because that's right.
Thank
you got Cinderella from the title Cinder, Space from the Lunar Chronicles, that's also correct.
You kind of gave me that.
Well, yeah. And then you're right, not about Wizard of Oz, but about the robots. She's actually a cyborg. I don't know if that's different. It's the same.
Yeah, android, cyborg, robot.
Yeah, so basically I read this fucking years ago. So basically it follows this girl called Cinder, and she is a cyborg, and because she's a cyborg, she's looked down upon by her stepmother and her stepsisters because they're like, ew, she's not like human. And then there's a plague that breaks out. I know, it's very relevant to our current times. And I don't actually remember what that's about. But basically there's a plague that they think has been caused by the people living on the moon.
Right. Okay.
So there's like a war between the people on Earth and the people on the moon, and she has to go to this ball to convince the prince that there are people on the moon. I can't remember.
So, is it like...
This video, instead of testing you, just exposing me for not remembering shit about the books that I've read. Another one of my favourite series, which I will have forgotten embarrassingly a lot of, actually. I'm holding this up being like, what is this about? It's The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. What is this about, sweetie?
Ooh. Well, I'm guessing because it's called Raven Boys. Yeah, it's about some edgy boys that turns into ravens. Like a secret society.
Oh?
Am I getting there? Secret.
Carry on.
Okay, this is all I'm getting. Is secret society of
ravens.
Like private school. I'm feeling.
Really?
Great.
Yeah.
Private school, secret society, or a club, but they're not turning into animals, which I'm guessing. But what if it's like a writing club? Like, because I'm thinking of like raven feathers, quilts.
Ooh, yeah.
Quills. If you kiss your true love, he will die.
Yeah, it says that on there.
It does, so...
What is that about?
It's a bit edgy, ain't it?
Are you getting anything from these blue swirls?
Those are grey, aren't they?
Oh, no. I think you're colourblind. I've said this to you before.
It's alright.
Yeah.
No, I'm not getting anything from these.
So, like a half point. Because it follows this girl called Blue, and she comes from a family of fortune tellers. All her life they've told her, you will kill the boy that you fall in love with.
Right, okay.
so that's kind of a bit heavy. And then she meets this group of boys who do go to a private school called Aglionby Academy, and they're not necessarily, they're just a group of friends, they're not really a society, but they are obsessed with kind of this old Welsh myth, and they look for like ley lines and stuff where like paranormal stuff has happened. That's about as much as I remember. So yeah, you've got 2.5 so far. That's pretty good.
Great, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm proud of that. Although a lot of your books set in private schools, so I feel like.
Call that.
Sorry.
I'm part of the bourgeoisie. Well, yeah, this one's a bit mean because there's nothing on here. It's Illuminae, which is another kind of popular book on booktube, and good luck, Kenny. There's not a lot on there actually.
Right. So the tagline is first survive, then tell the truth. Okay.
I think if you get the genre, I'd be pretty impressed because it's quite
Really?
big. Yeah.
Okay, well, I was kind of thinking a lot of YA, not generalising, but from what I've heard, is that it's very dystopian. You get like, you know, your Hunger Games and your like political uprisings and such and such and such. So that's what I'm kind of getting from this is like, oh, they've got to survive a game to then go out into the world and tell people like, ah, damn, Tories, you know.
This is the thing though, I'm like, our generation was raised on the Hunger Games and Divergent. Like, why haven't we toppled our government yet? Because they're shit.
I'm getting a lot of newspaper and like
yeah,
script
what do you
vibes.
think about that? Alright, I'll give you a clue. It's not entirely told in prose.
Okay.
So this is kind of a bit of a clue as to like the format of the novel.
Is it partly a script? Like, is partly a play script and partly like, oh, the actors in the play?
No.
Okay, never mind.
But look at the like type of font. That's like.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. A script font.
Oh right, it does
or
look like that.
a newspaper. Then I'm guessing.
No.
No.
Think more. Oh, that would be
Is
more
it like government documents?
right.
Redacted stuff.
You're getting closer.
Okay.
Yeah. You still haven't really hit the genre though.
Oh. So it's not a YA thing?
It is YA,
Oh.
but YA is not a genre. It's really it's. There are lots of different genres within YA.
Sorry, you're right. Spies?
No.
Okay. I give
Right, but what are all these things?
Spies?
Thanks, Dad, for deciding to hoover.
Is that going to come up?
He has no respect for me. Probably, yeah. So, stars. So, what does that say? What do you think?
Aliens.
No.
Oh.
Alright, so you don't get any points for this one. To be fair, it was a hardcover. So basically what it is, it's sci-fi,
Yes.
set in space, and this ship, basically, from memory, is a lot of government documents, a lot of like redacted stuff, you were right about that. But it's about this ship's AI that turns against the team. I think there's like a romance, but then they get separated and then whatever. I'm not that invested in the romance. But then the AI kind of turns a little bit evil. What's this about, Steve?
Okay, right. Vampire Academy. I think it's just blatant, ain't it? It's just about vampires in an academy. Some saucy drama happens because,
What
oh
kind
no,
of drama?
relationship drama. It's got to be some relationship drama.
Right.
Like, oh, actually,
What kind of tropes do you expect to find in this book?
I expect it's about a girl that accidentally enters the vampire academy, but she's not a vampire.
No.
Oh. She is the new vampire, and like all these pretty boys are like, ooh, look at this new vampire. And then she's like, I'm new to this, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
And then it's like, let me teach you about our vampire ways. Check out my dance. Yeah?
No.
Oh.
To be honest, like, it's been a while. Hang on.
There's a lot of them. Looking at the back, there's like...
There's 6 of them, yeah. And a spin-off series.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so from what I remember, it's about these 2 vampire best friends, but in this book there are like different levels of vampire. So there's like a kind of elite vampire,
Mm.
and then there are dompiers, which are like vampires that kind of serve the more elite vampires, and then there are like bad vampires that are just like not kind of civilized, and they just kind of are like beasts.
Okay.
And then I think they have some kind of resurgence, and then the elite and kind of servant vampires from the academy have to kind of deal with the evil ones coming, I think.
Oh, so it's not like a romance.
Yeah, okay. So Lissa Dragomir is a mortal vampire. She must be protected at all times from the fiercest and most dangerous vampires of all, the ones who will never die. I don't remember. Rose Hathaway is Lissa's best friend and her bodyguard. Why is that funny?
No, I always loved like vampire fiction names. Rose Hathaway.
Yeah, that's a real name though.
Oh.
Like Anne Hathaway.
Sure.
Now, after 2 years of illicit freedom, they've been dragged back inside the iron gates of St. Vladimir's Academy. The girls must survive a world of forbidden romances, a ruthless social scene, and terrifying nighttime rituals.
I feel like I should get half a point.
Half a point. But like, okay, yeah. At least you didn't say love triangle, because there isn't actually one in here.
Honestly, I just didn't think of that.
This one. What's this about?
So.
This one has a bit more to tell you, I think.
Yeah. Like, there's way more to go off from this.
Mm-hmm.
It's very millennial. It looks like. Like, I absolutely can see this as a food truck that would arrive in where I live somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And
don't give that away on the internet.
yes, of course. I just thought of that. So it's like a food truck that absolutely does pumpkin spice latte, which, by the way, not up to the hype. I tried it like the other day for the first time. It's horrific.
See, I don't like coffee, so I always wouldn't stay away from it.
But why does everyone make a big deal about it every year, and then it's like you try it and it's like, oh.
I had that with bubble tea. I was like, what is the hype? And it's just like, it feels like a spot popping in your mouth.
So.
But I feel like you're missing quite a big clue here as to what this is about.
Dogs?
No. What is the title of this book?
Oh, Geekerella. It's a Cinderella. So it's like a millennial retelling of Cinderella, with a guy with a food truck, and he's.
That's a lead.
Oh, sorry. Lady with food truck.
There's
going
one...
to prom.
Oh, no. Instead of prom, kind of rhymes with that. Look at her lanyard. What does that remind you of? I know I'm prompting you quite a bit.
Like a convention?
Yeah.
So they're going to Comic-Con in a food truck?
Yes.
I don't know how you can make a novel out of that. I mean...
To be fair, yeah.
Like, there's a lot of words over...
Yeah. So she's also on her phone. So basically, like, I'll say you get this, but like what you, I guess, don't get is that she starts texting somebody. I don't actually remember how this starts because I wouldn't reply to a random text that I got from a stranger. But I think someone texts her by mistake, and then they just kind of are like, oh, huh, and then they start talking. Turns out he's this famous actor, but she doesn't know this, so they just keep talking. But then her dad, before he passed away, founded this Comic-Con. That was a really big deal. She's really into this show that's basically a rip-off of Star Trek. And so she like wants to go to the con, but her like evil stepmother is like, no, I don't know. So then she has to like go in secret to the con, and that's where she meets this actor guy that she's been texting.
I see.
So it's kind of like the ball.
Gotcha.
And he's like the prince.
Oh.
And then we've got I'll Be Gone in the Dark by Michelle McNamara, which you should know what this is about.
Should I?
I think so. I was quite spooked whilst reading this book, and you took advantage of that. What do you think? Do you remember?
So all I remember is this is a true crime thing, and it's about a serial killer or someone that kills people that just walk into the people's houses and just straight out murders people. And you were very spooked one night, bless you, and I decided to scream.
No, set the scene. Where was I?
Well, you were at the window and you were looking out.
Why was I at the window, Kierian?
Because you were terrified that someone was out there.
Yeah.
There wasn't anyone out there, and everyone knew there was no one out there. As
Who's
in,
everyone?
it was just me and
you.
you then. But I took advantage and I said, "Oh God," very loudly. "Oh God, what's that? Who's that out there?" or something. I can't really remember.
And then what happened?
And then you crumbled to the floor. Bless you.
And then what happened? Did I cry? Did you make me cry? Yes.
I felt so bad afterwards. I'm so sorry.
Well, congrats. You get a point.
I don't feel good about that.
You know this one. I just want to see your reaction to it again. What's this book about, sweetie?
I wonder. What is Ready Player One?
Do you know what's really funny as well? Is that every time someone's like, "Oh, my boyfriend's not that into books, but he really likes video games. What should I get him?" And everyone always says,
Don't.
"Ready Player One."
Don't do that to your boyfriend. Well, actually do. It'll be a test.
If your relationship survives, well done. If it survives, Ready Player One. It's good. What is this about? What can we gain from this? Well, I mean, we already know, so...
Okay, so here's the deal about Ready Player One.
Lay it on me.
It's a book about nothing. It's just a veneer of nostalgia and references to make you feel good and cozy and validate your obsessions without challenging you in any way. It rewards obsession and it rewards like just mind-numbing, no question, don't question anything about this period of 80s culture.
And
like, it's all perfect.
And it's quite gatekeepery.
And it's very gatekeepery. It's like, oh no, you can't be like just a fan. You've got to like be a total fan. And it means like people can't just enter into like stuff and say like, oh, I just like this, it's fine. It's like, no, you must know it, and if you don't, you're not a true fan. You can't be like the world's number one. It's garbage. It's there's a lot of just like weird. Mind if I open it?
Of course.
There's just like a lot of like weird references, and it's like, of course this is like a reference to the game Adventure that had the first Easter egg. It's like, cool, great, congrats, you watched a Did You Know Gaming video on YouTube. Good job. Like, it's not even that interesting. Like, he doesn't get anything like out of this referencing. Like, nothing is really...
Well, he kind of does, because he's trying to win this competition.
No, I mean like, what character-wise does he get out of it, you know?
Oh, right, yeah.
Does it like benefit him in life? Does it mean he can connect with people easier? No, not really. It just means he can win at something.
No,
I'm
that
just
was a
quite
pretty good to make, because I remember I actually really enjoyed this the first time I read it, and then I didn't like the movie at all. And I read a really good dissection of the movie that basically explained why the movie was bad, was because the book was bad. Surprise, surprise. And I was like, oh, I didn't realise any of this at the time, because I just read it as like this fun adventure thing. And actually I was like, okay. And the article actually, I'll put it in the description if I can find it, because it had some like really good extracts from the book that I was like, oh yeah, out of context, that's really...
And there's
gross.
some weird stuff and gross stuff out.
Really gross, like out of context, and I hadn't.
In
I guess
context,
no.
it's quite gross.
Well, yeah, but I'm not in the video game sphere, so I guess I didn't really. I don't know. I just kind of was like, oh, cool, you know, But yeah, no, it's not great. Yeah, poor Kierian. I for some reason put this on here, but since I literally don't bloody remember what this is about myself, I'm gonna say goodbye to that, and we're gonna go with Fly on the Wall. Which is one of my favourite authors. This book is, you're not going to get anything from the cover, I'm afraid.
Okay.
Maybe the title is more of a way to go on this one.
Well, I like the fact that it's all like lower caps. That I feel that tells me something. Like, it's a very like wistful, maybe like it's not sympathetic, but not schmaltzy, but you know. Like, you know,
I thought it just looks more like millennially, because people do that now on the internet. They type in lowercase.
No, you're probably right. Yeah, but it's very like it's sunny. It's all like dreamy. It's about summer maybe, and like ooh, these teens are at the summer.
Okay, you
camp.
got it. It's teens, but it's not quite as fluffy, I think, as you're expecting.
Oh, really?
Literally, what is the title?
Fly on the Wall, How One Girl Saw Everything. Ooh, that sounds scandalous now.
Yeah.
Mm.
But what is the literal title, and how is this tagline helping you?
a girl has turned into a fly and has sat on a wall and has learned everything about how all her friends are bees.
I really was excited to see where that went. Bees. Half a point there.
Oh my god, was it the bees?
No.
Oh.
A girl does turn into a fly, and she uses her newfound power to fly into the boys' locker room, and she hears all the kind of degrading conversations about women.
Oh.
So it's not very fluffy, but it is it's a fun concept. She turns into a fly. Yeah.
Is
You
that
know,
explained?
No, well, so you know in Franz Kafka's Metamorphosis, where a man just wakes up as a beetle?
Oh, yes.
And people
yes,
people riff on that in a lot of literature. Because that was like the original, I guess, bug text. So then this is probably like a callback to that, like if a teenage girl turned into a fly, like what was the first thing she'd do is she wants to know what the boys are saying about her, right? And then obviously it kind of backfires because boys are trash.
Agreed.
Yeah. So, yeah, no, half a point. I'm gonna work out in the edit how much you got in total, and I'll put it on screen.
Thank you.
Somewhere here.
You did so well.
You did so well! I hope you enjoyed your time on the channel.
Sure.
Would you come back?
Yeah.
Sequel bait.
Oh my god. The return of Kierian.
Well, I hope you enjoyed watching Kierian's debut as much as he enjoyed being here, hopefully. And I will see you soon with another video, and I hope you enjoyed this one. Bye!